You have been trained to believe that the past is the key to healing trauma. But what if it doesn't? What if doing it this way just keeps our clients stuck in the past instead of moving forward? And I totally get it. It's so damn frustrating if you are using a regression to a root cause and your client doesn't have the right memory, or if your sessions just spiral into like endless stories about what happened, this happened, and no cathartic release has happened within your session. So you feel stuck, you second guess yourself, you'll wonder if this path is ever for you, you wonder if you're really truly meant to help people. Imposter syndrome comes when really it's just the methodology of how you approach healing with your clients is the problem, and it actually has nothing to do with you. Right. It is not your fault, and you just have been traditionally taught to do that, especially in pop psychology these days. And I know that this is very difficult to hear because it challenges your narrative and your beliefs about what trauma really is. But just hear me out here. You do not need to dissect each and every memory of your client or even the past to move forward. I'm going to say that again. You don't need to talk about the past to move forward. What needs to happen is for you to meet your client where they are at today, at the present moment. What are the patterns they're holding today that stop them from moving forward? So, for example, a client comes to you because they want to have a more loving relationship with their partner. But right now, their pattern is anxiety and doubting if their partner actually loves them. Okay. And we can get into a discussion where we can talk about that person probably has some shit happen in the past, and I'm not discounting that, and I'm not discounting the fact that some of our clients and even us have had a lot of shitty experiences to deal with. That's not the point here. The point here is that you do not need to bring those back at the present moment to help this particular client to develop a meaningful relationship. And here is what I mean. And here is how I teach it inside our trainings. We focus on the present moment, meaning we explore this pattern specifically of maybe this client is very defensive, right? When their partner says that they love them, they want to open up, they want to share more things, they want to become more intimate with this partner. This person just completely just puts the wall up, right? Puts the wall up and says, no, I do not want to be more intimate. This is more of a pattern of the fight response, right? That defensiveness. So, yes, that person has learned to become defensive and have their wall up and be maybe even hyper vigilant with regards to having partners. But all that person needs to know is that pattern, learn how to shift it in their own unique way for them to start opening up to their partner. For you, all that you need to do in your sessions is to help that client to notice that particular pattern, know exactly what they want. So, for example, I just want to be comfortable instead of unsafe with opening up and becoming more intimate with my partner. You don't need to dig out the past to do that. All you need is to help the client be in that present moment of what actually makes them feel unsafe about being intimate with their partner. And then once they get the insight as to, and it's not necessarily the past, it could be a bodily habitual pattern that they are displaying in their relationship. Once you get clear on that, they actually feel in the present moment, what that what that wiring is currently in their mind, how their mind is making the conclusion that intimacy equals unsafe, that particular insight from your client is what's going to help them move forward, is what's going to help them to know exactly what to work on moving forward. It is not about the past, it is what is the present moment pattern, and then having a very unique approach to them that will help them open up more. And this is something that you will never, ever, ever, ever predict beforehand. This will only show up as you investigate your client's problem. Therefore, you researching through hours and hours of content with regards to intimacy is not going to help your clients because they could potentially reject that if at that present moment in time they are not ready for that particular solution. So instead, how I teach my students to do this is to just help their clients explore this resistance to intimacy with their partner. The client travels in their mind and in their bodies in a specific way, and then through that investigation, through the unpacking of all the shit from the backpack, all the themes, all the patterns, that is how they start to no longer have that problem of lack of intimacy. That is how they shift it. And within that process, it really is going to be unique for that client. Maybe that client will have some memories from the past. Maybe that client will just have one and they'll cry their eyes out and they move on. Maybe it has nothing to do with that, right? Maybe that conversation is all about blimps in the sky or books or something metaphorical. That is the beauty of this because you're truly personalizing your sessions with that client. You are helping them heal the trauma in a safe way that doesn't potentially re-traumatize or create more problems than solve because you are not putting in the assumption that it is XYZ thing in their past. It is because they don't feel good enough. No, you are allowing that for, you're allowing the organic manifestation of that to happen through your investigative assessment skills. And this is exactly what I teach my students inside the NeuroSync program. And it is through this process that you'll stop doubting yourself. Because let me ask you this, why are you doubting yourself right now, right? You're doubting yourself because you are picking a technique that you think would be good for a client. And although this is well-meaning, you don't know that for sure, right? That is just sticking a spaghetti, trying to throw spaghetti on the wall and seeing what sticks. You won't know that until you sit your ass down in front of a client session. So you're picking something that is so unpredictable because we know that the unconscious is very unpredictable. So really, you have set yourself up to fail in your sessions by prepping instead of just allowing your client to go through the self-discovery process themselves, because that is how they'll create the breakthroughs and the solution that will help them moving forward. You don't need to do anything. It is not your job to do anything. And that's why you're doubting yourself right now, because you are trying to consciously influence a completely unconscious process, which just doesn't work. It's a methodology process issue, not a you or your skill set issue. Yes, it is a skill set issue because you haven't learned exactly how to completely let your client lead the session because you have been taught the wrong way for this whole time, right? And so when you really embody this approach of applying um, principles like this of being in the present moment, which is based on somatics and neuroscience and really basic psychology, you no longer have to worry about an abreaction. You no longer need to worry about finding the right memories. You never have to worry about a client not having a scene or not being emotionally connected. You no longer have to worry of looking for what the best script is. You no longer have to think that you're not good enough and sign yourself up to all the hypnosis conferences that teach the same shit anyway. Because what you're going to do is going to base your session on the most important person in the room, which is your client. And so the neurosync method is going to help you do all of this. It's going to make you confident in your results, which means you feel more confident with raising your prices, and it takes away the stress that is unfucking necessary and is losing you sleep right now. You get to feel fun and at ease in your session. You just need to know the exact assessment and investigatory skills that will help your clients heal for themselves, by themselves, in their own unique way.